going to look at the defenders here. Obviously, everyone's starting off with blues. They're going to switch up real quick once they realize it's a custom match. Okay. We are in SunCity. So Underdogs are the defenders. MalaSangre is the attackers. We are going to look at some Sipho play as well here. I think that this is going to be a massive sit comp, kind of consistent sustain. So you're going to look at like the yalla. But the massive thing that you guys are going to be looking at is the sustain comps here. You're going to maybe looking at some Men-at-Arms, some, you know, Rat and Vipers, stuff like that, to be put into the fold here. We have some gray units from the MalaSangre team. They are looking to, looks like they are also looking to have a sustain comp up with more debuff. So if those Siphos that the other team has can get pulled and they realize that the Rat and Vipers are, you know, a thing, and they can actually out DPS the the Cocos, which, you know, it looks like, you know, not as good because they don't have muskets on the other team. I think they would do great, but we'll see. Yeah, I can increase my mic volume. Do I sound a little better, guys? Just increased it just a tad. All right, let's get into it here. So as you can see, they're going immediately to the walls. They're going to try and MalaSangre is going to try and use those muskets to try and kill that RD. We have a sit set up on those stairs there. They're going to be used to kind of just push back and kind of see if they're having any kind of counter. It looks like MalaSangre is currently just trying to use that RD to kill the other RD. The musket play is very well done, I would think so. Underdogs looking to kind of get their feet on the ground right now. With this RD phase, it looks like they pretty much lost it, and that tab right tower is being pushed, as well as that tab left tower is being pushed now. MalaSangre looking to find a positioning here. They are pushing the ram as well to deny any gate blockages, and we'll just kind of let this one roll. We have Sousa 57 looking like he was trying to get up. Did he die? I don't think he did. Visual glitch. All right. So those tab left tower, tab right towers are getting down. We have some bow play, some ballista play going on from here. We have a musket that they pulled, Underdogs pulled. Looks like they switched at the supply. They might switch back. And we have our Rat and Pikeman. We have a Phalanx that is being pulled right now with Rat and Pikeman. More sustain, more sustain, more sustain. I do not know if they want to fight on this wall. They do have wall control. But if you look at this ladder right here, Menshas got kicked. We are going to be looking over here, kind of going from a bird's eye view right here, trying to get a kind of situational awareness right here. Gate is currently being broken. Tab right tower is currently being dropped, and maybe tab left at that point. Looking like they might try and drop the towers as soon as this tab left tower, just because they don't really need it. They didn't need this tab right, so they're just going to switch a unit out here, maybe push it. All right. Looks like this Underdog team is currently having a split comp with Rat and Vipers. The Rat and Vipers are trying to find a positioning to hit this tab left tower here. It's looking like they might go up this tower, take the space, take wall control, and take B and A. Looking like they're having a little bit of kind of positioning right here. This is a great positioning from Bearcoot to kind of try and get some bombs out on that tower. They have a little bit of a protector here with that musket. That's exactly what you want to see when especially when you're using that kind of class right there. You're kind of positioning yourself in a way that is, you know, trying to take advantage and pick off units, weaken them before they take that initial engagement. It looks like the entirety of the MalaSangre team is now pushing towards that A point. They are gathering up, and it looks like they have now brought a unit because of that distance. They still need to cover to go up. They brought a unit, and let's look at what the Underdogs team is doing. They are currently still positioning. You know, they are pressuring, all that. We have a musket here that is trying to take back wall control. So is that chain dart, trying to provide pressure and relief from that tab left wall to their units. And it looks like, from what I can tell, they're pulling a couple cav, 3 cav, and it looks like they're pulling some companion cavalry, some dagger axes. It looks like what they might do is they might crash in, right? And it looks like they're going to pressure on this, and they're going to crash in or either take a forward stance on that C point with that cav. And we'll see what they do to respond to this, what Underdogs do to respond. It's like, well, that team, that section of MalaSangre is going towards the B point. They are going to be maneuvering that cav on the outside. It looks like they might go in through the side or the back here. I can't tell which. And it looks like the Underdogs team is currently split in a massive way, while the MalaSangre team is keeping a tight formation on what they want to do. I am going to get a massive overview here to kind of see what the situation is here. K-Fat killing Menchas first off. Dual blade. We're looking in the back here. It looks like they're going to pressure in through that back, just like I said, and then try and get some cap points on C and try and rotate that that Underdog team off of that supply so that they can use their first death timers to maybe go in through the gate and take that supply and get a forward position in the fief. It's looking pretty good here from the MalaSangre team. Underdogs looking a little bit like they need to get a little bit more grouped up here. These Rat and Vipers are currently trying to find a position, and we have our first Treb. These muskets are currently trying to pick off the Rat and Vipers, pick off their specialty. That the Underdog musket still trying to get a positioning here, and we have a tail wipe here. It's looking like they might try and get a pinch going here. And where is the Cav? Cav is currently taking the supply, so it looks like Underdogs might go in for their first phase and try and defend C, but it looks like MalaSangre has them rotated. They have the supply, they can pull cavalry, and they can maybe pinch them out. You know, we're gonna get a little bit of a closer view here. Looking like this backside is losing due to sustain and the Shield Maidens, and this front side is also losing because of that Shield Maiden sustain. Looks like Spear Sergeants and Stalwarts in the mix, and these Cocos are still alive. Porphyr killing those Cocos out. You know, we might see a bit of sustain here. It looks like Bad Lover, or BBW Lover, is currently trying to help with the supply death timer, and it looks like Underdogs might be losing this fight here. They're probably going to die out, wait, reset, and go back home. My bad, guys. Thank you.
Our screams is
A little bit of a technical glitch there. I apologize, everyone. Thanks. Again, it is my first time calling everyone. I apologize. Sometimes there's some visual things with OBS. Alright, as you can see, Underdogs pulling their second Rat and Viper unit. Thank you for letting me know about the black screen. Pulling their second Rat and Viper unit. MalaSangre looking to kind of position themselves in a better output here. They're taking this tab right supply, while our Underdogs trying to take this tab right supply, while Underdogs trying to defend Mini Castle, while MalaSangre tries to take the tab right supply. But overall, I think I think that we are looking at a Mini Castle fight here from the supply. the MalaSangre team can double pull while the Underdogs team is trying to take a conservative stance here. Alright, we are looking at a few Phalanx units here. They might try and use the fact that the Cocos are very close to that supply, as well as the Rat and Vipers, to try and pressure them out of this area. We have Spartans and we have some Cav being used on the backside. What they might do is they might try and go in and try and kill as much as they can. Looks like they have that cut off with that Phalanx unit there. And it looks like Topper Judicow is currently pushing and trying to get some bombs off here, guys. Looks like they're positioning themselves in Mini Castle to maybe fight it out and get a respawn. They have some Cav back here trying to get in. Trying to wipe from the back here using the timer on the fight on the capture point. And looking like the Rat and Pikemen and the Cav and the Spear Sergeants are going to try and hold while they wipe the back line here. Looks like Underdog is split again, trying to fight while these Cocos are free to go. They are in that Phalanx unit, they are fighting, they are having a good old-fashioned time. Phalanx unit being brought forward to try and stop any cavalry pushes, any units. They kind of trying to delay the push. Looks like Bearcut is going to get those Spear Sergeants and that Doughblade out. Underdogs is winning. Right. Looks like Underdogs is currently sustaining through that. They might have the ability to fight through this. It is 14-9. Underdogs are at a 300 unit disadvantage, but it does not matter because they are currently fighting their way through the thick of it, killing heroes as they go. You'll see a lot of these units kind of back out and go through and reset. All right, that unit differential is now closing, as you can see here, guys. All right, can everyone see the stream? All right, everything going okay? Get a gauge here. Everyone able to see it? OBS crashed as soon as I started streaming and I had no idea, so I apologize, friends. Alright, looking like they're getting a forward position. MalaSangre are going to use those muskets as a specialty again. Trying to seek out and pressure the units that are going into that mini castle right now. Underdogs looking, they are currently trying to find a footing here for their team to go in and kind of group up. MalaSangre having a giant blob here. It might be a final blob fight to seal the deal here. 832 units to 579. And the fight starts. It looks like MalaSangre is going to wrap around with those Spear Sergeants, trying to get a sustain, and Underdogs also is kind of wrapping around there with their Iron Reapers and their Spear Sergeants. It is a giant Cav brawl, looking like companion Cav everywhere right now, trying to get hero picks. Blue team is currently sustaining, fighting, sustaining, fighting. It is 502 to 390 on that home point. They are currently fighting. They have Syphos that have not been taken out yet. Rat and Pikemen in the fight. And it looks like MalaSangre got wiped. Home point, now they're just cleaning up heroes. They sustained through it. Their Cocos are still alive. They didn't kill their specialty. Iron Reapers with the win here, guys. Iron Reapers with the win. Sypho's currently still cooking. They still have Cav going in. that companion cav play that the MalaSangre guys had was absolutely amazing, but you know, it was stopped by hero play and hero dismounts and the anti-cav that the other team had. And you can't beat that. Looks like Whiskey is killing Suna 57 out here. We have Topper Gillen, who is gonna try and like get a forward position here. Might not have a unit. Looks like we have a few people without a unit that are trying to get a forward position in the back line here. While Underdogs looks like they have their anti-cav. It looks like they have units that are being pulled. While MalaSangre is currently parading down Main Street here, trying to get a forward positioning here, and I will change the title in a second.
Child's play. Death summons you. Child's play.
Looking like there's going to be a fight here. Syphos versus their anti-cav. Sustain versus anti-cav. We'll see who wins. Muskets on the back line being unpressured by Rat and Pikeman. And those Iron Reapers are going in currently, trying to fight it off. Looks like some hero kills are happening. 14-11 for MalaSangre. Underdogs looking like the victors here, but we'll see in a second. They still have to get through this blob, and it just depends on what they do here. I think it's all over, friends. Alrighty. I'm gonna get this fixed. Looking like it is over. 109 to 229. 1 minute left. They can pull something back here if they go through the back way here and try and, you know, hero fight it out. Use a treb on the home point. But looking like death timers are not going to permit that.
Unstoppable. Death summons you. Together we stand. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Scatter
And we're
before
going to go
my
over the
might.
team stats in just a second.
Together we stand.
Switch this. $14 left. Looks like the musket is trying to get a little bit more stat pad. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Give me 1 second, friends. Gonna try and fix this.
The blood flows freely.
All right, let's look at some of these team stats, friends. As you can see, Cesper with the MVP on the MalaSangre team, looking like he has targeted specials effectively. He's killed Rat and Vipers, Syphos. That S rank is very well deserved on his team. And let's look at this Maul here. 77 Phalanx, 38 Shield Maidens, and 52 Stalwarts. It is looking like this Maul has put in the work. Riser, take a bow. Alright, let's look at this post-battle analysis. It looks like Underdogs had the advantage on that first phase, and then MalaSangre was above them the entire time. But MalaSangre comes out with a loss due to time limitations. Your 16th man, that time limit. Very well played strategically from Underdogs. Very well played by MalaSangre. Looking like they're bringing in some cavalry now. Some longbows. BBW lover with some longbows, maybe trying to circumvent the musket play here. Rat and Pikemen with the debuff for their third phase. Looking like some cav play from the defenders. They might sally here with that shield midden play in the back to kind of sustain, as well as the phalanx that gate. Looking like the attacking side is going to have a bit of sustain, as well as more phalanx, a couple of phalanx to kind of, you know, add to that kind of comp there. Alrighty, let's get right into it. All right, looks like they are starting on that artillery. BBW lover is going in there. Whiskey, LF beat. Looking like the blue team, the MalaSangre team, is currently... Why is there no... the MalaSangre team is currently trying to get on that arty. They are going to try and shoot down some of that arty and give a better positioning for that wall. Muskets going up to that wall right now, trying to get a better positioning to kind of kill that arty as well with their bombs here. Alright, and let's look at what they are doing. They are having a side sally here. Multiple units of cav on that tab left side, trying to go in and trying to pressure them. They might try and go kill that arty on that tab left side. And it looks like they are they are kind of sustaining with phalanx on that front gate, trying to prevent them from going in through that front gate. And they might also try and use those muskets to try and bomb out the towers. We'll see what they do here. Underdogs looking like they are kind of just gathering up on that supply there, trying to give a better positioning for pushing towers, protecting them with phalanx, etc., etc. Looks like the MalaSangre team might be rotating back inside with their cavalry, just trying to show them that they have that cavalry in their back pocket whenever they want. Alrighty. Looking like those muskets getting some use out of that. Now that they are gathered here, they can actually bomb out a little bit more units than they would have normally. Looking like they're having some trouble pushing that tower. That red team looking like they're having trouble pushing that tower. Underdogs. Blue team's coming back in, trying to just switch out their units for more of a more infantry, maybe. Yep, looking like they're pulling in for infantry, and they're at the bottom of the stairs, just waiting. Alright. They got some split going on here. They have Shield Maidens tab right side, and they have the rest of their units tab left. Coco's sustain, and they do have a little bit of anti-cav up top. Look like one glaive got caught out. Topper Ethereal killed by DK. Looking like they might have a Rat and Pike Viper Shield Maiden push here. They're going to split push into this, mayhaps. Let's see what they do here. This is a very troublable spot for this red team. And they use it. Looking like they are sustaining on that split comp. Going up the stairs is usually a little bit more difficult than going down. Especially when you have specialty here. They are abusing these trebs right now. Wall capping that point, using that sustain. And they are currently fighting for their lives on this blue team. They are currently trying to split push into this to try and fight this off. We have a treb tab left side. And that tab right side has failed. So now they're probably going to go back down and go to supply while that red team groups up and takes A. Now they have wall control. We have some longbows here as well that we're picking off the specialties on top of that. Great play from this guy. From BBW lover. And it looks like they are splitting. They are looking to try and catch this snake here. While the blue team, on their first death, respawns effectively, catching these phalanx, these shield maiden units. Mike is probably going to catch these hero play, these phalanx units here. That is another unit that is being caught. It is currently 1340 to 1368. Underdogs having an upper hand here. Currently taking a big position here while this musket is trying to pick off. Let's see if they have specialty and pick it off. Right. Musket's putting in that work. They have Cocos that are just sustaining. They have a sick comp going on here. Everyone on Underdogs is currently trying to format and form together. Currently split between two. They can commit either one side or another here. They take that right side here, and they sustain with stalwarts to allow for an automatic feed. These shield maidens are currently fighting. And these Cocos are going to eat. I think they're going to eat here and help them out. 2 Coco units that are currently fighting. And they have some cav that is going in through the back. Some major lag that is going on right now. While the blue team is currently pushing forward, they have to dive those Siphos or else it is going to cause a lot of damage. They have the supply. They have to realize they have that supply right there. Look at how much they're pulling. These Siphos, they didn't dive them. They didn't dive them all. So now these blue team is going to have a little bit more trouble trying to push into that. The cav coming in through the back, right into the anti-cav here. Suna 57 with another anti-cav charge, looking to try and get some positioning here. While the blue team is currently still fighting. They're going in to that supply, and they're pushing in as hard as they can. And a great cav charge by Suna, trying to avoid that phalanx, while the blue team is currently musket pushing with their muskets and those remaining phalanx to try and outpace them. And Underdogs, it looks like they're going to take the lead here with that supply double pull, and they're going to position themselves and go take C. How many trebs? They have 10 trebs. They've only used 5 trebs so far. And they know this, they know that they're resetting, so they're just going to take their time. They're going to go to C point, while the blue team, MalaSangre, is currently setting up on that home point. Alrighty, and it looks like they are grouping up for yet another push. They might take the cav to go to the supply, cap it, so that they have that double pull area, or they're going to all go and take a route that is going to allow them to be able to fight with their specialty. In this map, you want to go into a tight corridor usually to allow your specialty to have a harder time to be dived. And it looks like they're going to throw some rat and pikemen away here by accident. Looking like the blue team might actually fight them on this supply. Looking to go in and try and get a score here to even out the units. But they're just not grouped up enough, and those trebs in that lane, it's gonna hit them hard. Looks like they might try and flank, but that phalanx there by Barracudas is currently stopping them. And they might, and they will go into this here and try and fight against Underdogs close to this supply. It is a great risky play from them. If they get through with this, cav charge from the back, good cav charge to overload. And it looks like they are pushing in, and they are trying to fight their way out of this. More cav coming in, trying and, you know, pressure that supply, trying to stop them from double pulling, and trying to stop the reset from happening. But it looks like Underdogs is just fighting off with their units. They have a sustain comp right now. Lots of Orochis and Halbs and Spear Sergeants and Stalwarts and Men-at-Arms. It looks like they are currently fighting, and Barracudas is going to come in and try and wipe the rest of the cav, and that blob is currently protected by Phalanx. And let's see what MalaSangre does here.
A walk in the park.
No surrender!
They might try and go back to supply and kill out that cav just to kind of seal the deal here. 734 to 356 on the unit count there. 8 trebs left for Underdogs. And it looks like they're using this little alley here to try and get a better positioning here. Some Iron Reapers fighting on that home point, trying to kill out whatever they can so that while they double pull. Looking like they have some muskets that are trying to position themselves to pressure the units here. Oteko killing Fuka. So we got some we got some Cav coming in through the back here. LF beat. They are pulling exactly like I said, this small angle corridor. They are pulling specialty because it is harder to dive. They either have to go through this mini castle here to try and dive it, or they have to go all the way around. These Syphos are currently going to mess up the MalaSangre team, and that blue team is going to do all they can to sustain while their team is currently respawning. And this Cav is going to come in and try and do its best to fight them off.
Together we stand.
And look at that. We have a delay sweep. It is 15 heroes to 6 heroes with 165 to 639 left. It looks like these Syphos are putting in that work still. Full health, full strength. Those phalanxes are going to hold the back, just waiting for Cav to push in, and they're going to take this to the house with their spawn.
A walk in the park.
Cesper trying to recover and trying to fix that, and it is all over. Dead ends Walter with the MVP here. 2 kills, 19 assists, 123 unit kills with 88 support points and 123 contribution, taking the highest damage taken and the highest overall record in the match. And we have Topper Judicow taking having 0 kills, 3 deaths, 4 assists with 73 units killed, 94 participation. Let's look at this post-battle analysis. Looks like as soon as that second phase happened and that third phase happened, Underdog took a massive forward leap in that unit count, and MalaSangre just couldn't recover.